Welcome everyone, I'm your host Drew, and this is the Really Big Shoe. I trust you're all doing as well as can be, no doubt nursing your hangovers after your post-ranked celebrations. But don't take too much time, as there's a new Stellar Clash event for you so you can drop more doubloons on new commanders and a new Japanese destroyer, Yukikaze. My Japanese is pretty rusty, but I think that translates to either snowy wind or salty tears. But that review should be coming tomorrow, which you won't want to miss, as it may be the last time you ever hear me say that destroyer's name. But I digress. We're not gathered here today to talk destroyers. We are here to talk about the destroyer of worlds. So let's get them out here. It is once again our friend, the premium tier 3 Japanese cruiser and most accurate ship in the game. Give it up for Yubari. Now, the last thing I want to do is rehash everything said the last time we had this ship on 51 Krakens ago, so I will link to that video at the end of this and summarize as quickly as possible. Don't get shot, and you can sink an entire red team. What's that? You think I'm exaggerating? I guess we'll just have to see about that. You see, in this game, I'm going to pull off something I've not done in the 17,000 matches I've played before this one. Coincidentally, I was actually streaming this match unlisted yesterday, so I could go back and check for any issues in the stream to make sure I have them all taken care of before we go live, which should be this weekend, and maybe a soft opening midweek, we'll see. Which, my PlayStation will occasionally stutter sound very briefly, but everything else is good, so I just need to put an EQ on my mic, and then JPL says we're clear for launch. So through most of this game, I was talking to an imaginary audience, and going back to watch it, I caught a moment in the game where I said, "It's not over yet, not by a long shot." And while we are not there yet, I will point it out because I remember thinking, well, this is definitely not going to be the easiest thing, but I see a perfect storm brewing in front of me on the minimap. So if you look at the top of the screen, you can see we have lost 2 destroyers. The red team has lost 1. And I point this out because I am going to sink every last red ship up there. This is going to be my first 8 kill game. Now I've done, well, clearly at least 210 times. I couldn't tell you how many of those are 6-packs. I would guess a jackpot maybe around 10 or 12 times, but this is certainly the first 8 kill game. I don't even know what to call it. Crazy 8s? I don't know. You guys tell me in the comments what an 8 kill game should be called. Not that I think we're going to be seeing me pull off another one anytime soon. Yes, I acknowledge that this is a tier 3 game, so it is easier, but I will also say that sinking 8 ships, regardless of the tier, really does require a bit of luck, and putting yourself in a place to at least have the chance for it to happen. And you will see what I mean by that. Spawning next to me was a Svetlana, and that is going to be the only other blue ship that survives this game. They'll end up positioned in one place, while I end up positioned in another. And that positioning lesson translates to any tier you're playing in, tier 1 through legendary. If you put yourself in a place to have a chance for success, at least there is a chance you can succeed. Put yourself in a place with no chance of success, and you're guaranteed not to. Now, before we get too far into this, let me go ahead and put the party posse up on the big screen. Our pitmaster as Azure Lane Atago with sous chefs Mikawa and Mimbelli. This is really my Atago Mogami commander setup. None of the perks either offer are really that important in this tier, but in the modules there is the secret weapon, an aiming systems mod, which is going to allow you to do your best Annie Oakley impressions. Combine that with the increased chance of fire and damage that Azure Lane Atago provides, and you start to become Death, destroyer of all ships. Alrighty, 1 down, 7 to go. And the Svetlana is still right next to me, but soon you will see where our paths diverge. they're going to opt to stay over here, and I'm going to see on the mini-map that our team is in trouble. So I'm going to head to the red base and try and cause a little chaos along the way. Our V-25 is making a suicide run on the Wyoming, and so long as that Wyoming is distracted, I need to make sure that I'm doing as much damage as I possibly can. I'm also going to try and get a couple shots in on the red V-25, but that thing is so low in the water, even the precision accuracy of the Yubari can have a difficult time connecting with it. I do know the Wyoming has surely used their damage control, so I'm going to start fires and get pretty good HE pins as well, and the Wyoming goes down for number 2. Number 2. So we can still get a couple shots over the top here on the V-25, but yeah, this is when I said in this stream, it's not over, not by a long shot, but it's definitely not going to be easy. My plan is as follows. Get on their base to force some of the red team to come back while our ships on our base fend off the reds for as long as possible. At least that way the two of them won't be taking on the entire red team if I can separate one or two of the enemy ships. Preferably destroyers, because as I mentioned, Yubari eats destroyers for breakfast. Unfortunately, their destroyers are not coming back this way. What is over here is the Phoenix from earlier that I had gotten down pretty low. So I will go ahead and continue to engage this ship. And you can just see how accurate these guns are. Now I am trying to do some evasive maneuvers because even though, you know, that ship doesn't exactly do a lot of damage, I'm going to need all the HP I can to be able to pull off a win here. But an unfortunate thing's going to happen. I'm going to get my engine knocked right there. I go ahead and repair it so I'm not getting focused by everyone. Now my shot does get over the top and take out that Phoenix, but that shot by it comes over and knocks my engine again. And now I have no damage con, so I'm pretty much stuck in the water for 50 seconds, unable to move. And now I just have to look on in horror as I see what's taking place on our base. The Kuma and 2 destroyers are leading the charge. The Bogatyr is bringing up the rear, and there's an Ishizuki on the way as well. Our Svyatlana has found their position where they will spend the rest of the game, and I am just stuck here, though I'll take a shot if I can. I'm a little confused as to why their destroyers aren't taking any damage, considering how long they're staying spotted, but then the cold realization washes over me. Our cruiser must be AFK. The Red Fleet is going to sink our battleship, and then they will sink the Freont, and then they will cap our base, and then we will lose. So how can I change this situation? With my engine fixed, I can get back to their base to hopefully at least cause a little confusion, maybe cause some doubt about who could actually cap first, and if nothing else, try and make myself an easy target to cause the red team to, in the parlance of our time, win harder. Hey guys, look at me. I'm just a lowly cruiser. I can't possibly sink all 5 of you. Why don't you just get off our base and come sink me? Because wouldn't that be fun and teach me a lesson on how much I suck and how good you all are? Well, crap, I'm not even spotted now. How are they going to know to come back here? Let's just keep shooting. Alright, I get spotted. Now, I need you guys to come chase me. That's all it's going to be. My intuition perk says that I've got 1 of them targeting me, but I'm going to need more. Can I get a 2? I'm looking for 2. Do we have 2? Alright, there's 2. How about 3? We could really use 3. Okay, there's 3. Oh, but we dropped spot. Alright, surely. Okay, there we are again. 2. There's 3. Can I get a 4? We're looking for 4 or more. I want the entire team targeting me. Alright, there's 4. So we've got just about all of them looking at me, and that's what I want. Let's start shooting everybody. We get a fire on the Bogatyr, and I'm going to go ahead and drop some torpedoes for the Ishizuki. Now that Ishizuki is shooting HE, which, as you know, is the big mistake right there. I saw that V25 for a hot second, get a shot off on that while I can, but I also need to hit this Kuma to reset the cap as well. Let's check back on our torpedoes. It looks like those are going to connect. Alright, Ishizuki down. Now, surely those destroyers have been shooting torpedoes at me. I've been trying to do evasive maneuvers, but that has landed me on the beach, so this is probably the most terrifying moment. Here come torpedoes. Can they make it this far? Yeah, they can, but it is widespread, so I fit between them. So now is when I was like, okay, well, I know that I'm going to get a Kraken. That's not in question here. And I believe it's this shot which gets us Kraken 210 in the Yubari. But the question here was, can I pull this off? Because looking at this, it looked like I was going to pick up all 8 of these, which I'd never done before. So, you know, I was kind of looking forward to it. But everything's going to have to play out in a certain way. That Bogatyr is turning away, but now the V25 gets spotted. So I'm going to use any chance that I can to shoot at the V25 and just try and bob and weave this ship so all these torpedoes, you know, can't have an easy time of connecting with me. The Wakeful's going to pop up, and this one's so much closer. I'm just changing my direction again, but you'll see how the Yubari shells can make very quick work of these destroyers right here. I mean, my teammate is shooting, so that's helpful, but they're not connecting. And in a way, I was kind of okay with that because I was like, I think I can actually get all 8 here. This is the scariest moment. No, they miss again. Alright, so now we've got the 6-pack. And I'm turning away because, you know, they've got more torpedoes over there. I don't remember if the Bogatyr has torpedoes or not, but if they do, it's not more than 4 kilometers, I would guess. So, time to focus down the Bogatyr. And the Bogatyr is going to give us our jackpot. And so the question now was really, will this V25 go for it? I kind of assumed that they would just sail off into the sunset. It seems to happen all the time when I'm like, I just need one more and we'll have some epic game, and then the red player just sails off and I'm just left there frustrated. But what I did was I got on our cap. I told our guy to go to their base, not that he really willed, but once I saw that they were contesting our cap, my plan was to get to this corner and turn out. Now, I don't know if this destroyer player knows to pre-torp a corner like this, but I'm not going to run that risk anyway because I don't want to get sunk. So I'm turning away again, and I'm going to just continue to fire on this V25, which is, as I've mentioned, very difficult to hit. Look at these. Look, it's so small. But they turn, and that gives me just enough to get that 8th ship sunk. There it is, my first 8-kill game. Let's look at the scoreboard. 2,670 XP in Tier 3, and I don't have a chart for that, but considering I have over 3 times the amount of XP as second place, I'm gonna go ahead and say this was a great game. Red team should have had this, but they got greedy. And that wraps it up for this one. If sinking 8 ships, even though it's in Tier 3, warrants a like, then give it 1. If anything less than 9 ships sunk in Legendary is weak sauce, go ahead and dislike. Questions, comments, haikus, leave them down below. And to make sure you don't miss that 9-kill game that will definitely maybe happen in the next 10 years, hit subscribe. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll get back out there for another one, and we'll talk soon.